What's up, Pranay? How are you?
Hi Rakshit, hi. How are you?
Good, good, good. Now we're back again for the
Yeah.
next week as well. This thing Shashank's been ditching, and I'm
Rakshit, I
glad.
think
Yeah,
just thinking we should have changed our t-shirts at least between first
probably
and
we
last.
sorted on the same day.
Okay,
Everybody
cut.
knows
Let's
that
save
now.
your t-shirt and come back.
Yeah, probably we should have changed, but it's okay. It's okay. It's about the content. It's about the quality of the content.
Quality is important, yes.
Yes, yes.
Correct.
Yeah, yeah.
What
So
if there are girls looking out for you on this podcast? Like, hey,
oh, please,
this is
yeah.
guy.
I doubt. We can go to YouTube analytics and see that the gender ratio of women will be way down. So yeah, that's okay.
I think because of you, we are able to maintain the gender ratio, but
Oh, man. Okay. So today, what are we going to talk about today?
AI generated and how AI is useful in marketing and sales. So that's the topic, if I'm correct.
Yes, yes, we're going to talk about how marketing and sales are using generative AI like ChatGPT and tools such as that
Hmm.
to get better, right? How companies are using that in the sales and marketing strategies. So before that, like, what are your thoughts on generative AI? Like, this thing, have you used it in your work? Like, since you also work in marketing and everything, or have you seen your peers use it? And like with this buzz and with this rise of Chat GPT, Bard, and everything, what are your thoughts about the industry as well? And yeah, jobs.
AI is definitely a revolution. A thing that will change the future for sure.
Mm-hmm.
If not future, the way we work right now, that will be changed for sure. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, remember the time when we just had a phone with dad, and within 2 years we started having the phone, and then from there queued up, QRT keypads, dial pads to suddenly a smartphone. Then from a smartphone to a more like a camera phone that everyone had.
Yeah.
Then the technology just kept on going up, right? And oh, sorry, I missed the BlueBerry generation in between,
Oh yeah.
and then the smartphone, and how things. So these were revolutionary products that kept on changing, and I think AI is right up there, right under the nose, and changing the style of how we work. A lot of people have a notion that thousands of jobs will be gone, but I don't think so that will hold true because people will learn how to work around that. Still, for a machine, humans are needed to actually put in the effort. But coming back, like I said, I strongly feel it is still in the nascent stage. Everyone is talking about it, but yeah, I think in next 1 or 2 years, everything should be revolving around it. GPT is, I think, one of the few first AI generated, tool that people witnessed in such a huge mass scale.
Mhm.
Right? There were always AI tools out there, but like a mass scale, like people writing exams, people writing assignments, taking out notes, writing
Yeah.
codes or helping out with codes. It's just one of the few examples. But even in companies like where I'm working, right, any small thing or any grammatical thing that I might not be good at from a content POV, instead of now reaching out every small thing to the content team or any brand team, you can just use it. It's I think the content that is generated is actually quite great, to be
Yeah.
honest, in terms. And also with the passing time, when people are feeding in more information, it has to be more next to perfect, if not perfect. But
Mhm.
like we currently use it for all our content strategies.
Yeah. Wow.
From
How
and
is it
it is
used in
actually.
content strategy? When you mentioned companies use it in content strategy, how do they use it?
So, like, it is to the level advanced, Rakshit. Like for Google Ads, you need very specific set of characters. You just have to type, for a real estate agency, need Google ad copy. That's it. It will provide you the headlines, it will provide you the descriptions, and that too within that particular characteristic count. So that itself is great, even when you have not provided that.
Yeah.
Right? If you want to write let's suppose if you want to write a shoot script that you
Mm.
want to do for a top educator or for
Mm.
a star, it will not only give you the script, but it will also give you the screenplay,
Mm.
right? How it should be shot. The hero is coming from this angle. The windows are opening,
Huh.
like that it opens. So I feel these are good. It is just not a blank statement that they're providing, but actually the whole screenplay has been brought up to you in that script manner.
How
So
effective is it though? Since you mentioned, let's talk about ads, Patty. Since you mentioned it's it's used for Google Ads and copy and everything.
It
Do
is
you,
improving. Yeah, for
yeah,
sure.
is the CTR better than like normal manual like things written and everything? Is the conversion better?
So honestly, from the quality point of view, since every company have their guidelines, uh, it was not that great if you ask me 3 months back. But now when I check, and of course, if you have the premium account, the quality is much
Pretty
more
good.
improved.
Pretty good, right? Yeah.
So yeah, I think for me, it's all a heads up. But things will change. Yeah, I think if you would have recently, we can share this on the description also. Google Sundar Pichai released his AI. I think if you have
But
watched this,
mm,
yeah, for Gmail,
mm,
wherein now you don't even. So if you would have seen, I'll tell you the initial just 10-second clip. Wherein if so, he says now Gmail is also AI driven. Wherein now will be AI driven. Let's suppose you receive a uh, from the company a cancellation intimation on your mail that your flight has been cancelled, and with the everything with the bar and everything, and now you want to raise the refund. You just have to go to chat, just have to reply on the Gmail, right? Whatever mail, make a make an email for refund. That's it. It will understand what is there on the top, and it will give you a precise, good texture
perfect.
to how you can ask for it. You don't even have to say, oh, my flight ID is this, oh, my this.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
it will automatically pick
It
up,
will
go back
automatically
to
do
the
that for
server,
you.
take everything out for you, right from your flight date, your seat number, anything. So I
Mhm.
think it's great if you think, man, but it's amazing how uh,
Uh-huh.
things are going to be. So yeah.
So now let's talk about like marketing and sales. Like how is generative AI specifically helping like marketing and sales? You mentioned like one of the things in marketing was like ad copies and everything, and also like in shooting screenplays, right? Is there any other ways, like especially in sales, also salespeople, like how they can use generative AI according to you?
See, sales na, is very user behavioral dependent.
Mhm.
So AI for them might not be helpful,
Mhm.
but if you are talking about direct sales conversion, that AI will definitely be helpful. So
Mhm.
let's suppose for every leads, there is a lead score that a sales team typically puts in. Now,
Mhm.
if you talk in AI perspective, now you from a company perspective will always know which is a high potential lead to convert based on the AI signals that you're passing.
Yeah.
So let's suppose there are 4 activities that are there on the platform, an in-app event or any web activity that a user does. Now a sales team might have to earlier call, okay, sir, did you see our activity A? Did you see our activity B? So then the permutation combination of that, they would say, okay, this might be a qualified lead to get converted.
Right.
Whereas now, automatically based on the time duration, the frame that this time that they spend, or how much activity they do on each activity, based on that, you can automatically generate a lead score. Based on that, the sales team will know, okay, only to call this lead rather than out of the
Yeah.
100 to call
I
this
think
high
apart from
intent.
that, also like I mean, it can also create like say with generative AI, it can also create a hyper personalized this thing was that email or like a campaign just for that particular lead, right? Like for example, since you mentioned Google Gmail, may like that thing is there that this thing that feature is there where you say refund and you'll get that. Imagine with the data that the sales team already has via the CRM saying that this has been initial has been like other touch points of the customer, and with that data and with the person's name, with the person's behavior, whatever data you have, if you can craft a proper email, that would be much more powerful than like a human sitting and typing,
So
right?
this is still automated, and this is still something which we are able to think right now.
Yeah.
Things will go beyond our imagination, what I want to say, right? Something maybe to the level privacy is anything a fad now. Private, there is no privacy for anyone. But
Yeah.
to the level, let's suppose we are finding out maybe for our next podcast. Let's suppose we both are talking, hey, Rakshit, what do you want to, think and discuss? And then I receive a mail within, maybe the top companies who write podcast, a good 20 pager, automatically I receive within 5 minutes. Like, hey, this is the content you might be looking out for. Something like that might be scary, but to
Ima-
that, because what
apparently,
Google is
yeah.
doing, similarly, you are
Huh.
just writing, give me a response for the refund. Now
Hmm.
they are going to your third party website,
Mhm.
tracking from there, taking out the data, right? Even from the third party website, they are taking out the data and writing everything for you.
Uh-huh.
It's not something you're feeding in, right? They are automatically taking from the third party website and the airlines website, whatever they want to take
That's
out.
what apparently, like, I mean, I read somewhere that Alexa is also going to be this thing coupled with generative AI and AI as well, right? So when that happens, when these voice tools also, although already they're powerful, and with AI, with everything, they'll be able to craft, like as you mentioned, like you're thinking of, hey, like what kind of podcast, like what do we work on? And from based on all the data, it has a shout at you, like why don't you to talk about this, and this, like an assistant itself, right? That's like
Right, Alexa, I read this long back and I used to tell my students also earlier, like Alexa, to the level based on how you're talking, your pitch, your tone. If there is a fight between a couple, they will directly call 911 in US. To that level, things will go.
wow.
So yeah, I mean, just reducing the domestic violence if it can all be used in a good way.
Yeah, I hope.
Only there can be the downside as well.
Yeah,
So
that's what. It's very scary. Yeah. So, I mean, what are your closing thoughts before we end this? Like, what are your thoughts
I
about
feel
AI?
AI can go to the level we can't even talk and discuss about right now. Like it is beyond our imagination, how it will go, how it will reach, the capability and the transition that it can have. Only I think we just have to wait for the time to tell us how it will go. Like Snapchat, I just read, man. Oh shit, you have to discuss this.
Mhm.
Snapchat, someone made a AI model, you know that, right? And they were getting some 7 lakh or 70,000 rupees on a daily basis, and it was a AI. It was not even a real human
Wow.
image. Like, people were talking and they were like on it. I was like, wow. And people
There,
don't even know it's an
yeah,
AI.
there was this thing, like, like a girlfriend, basically.
Yes. So
Yeah,
the girl actually did train the AI for good 3,000 hours, but that's not the case. Actually, it got trained in, and people don't even know it's a real girl or not. It was to that level, and they were earning. So
yeah.
these kind of things you will hear. So
Amazing, man. Like, yeah, I'm also looking forward to like what the future holds. And like right now, if businesses can leverage AI to make their lives easier, to reduce their cost and everything, go for it. Like, I mean, do that as much as possible because there's a lot of potential like with AI and when you couple with your data and everything, right?
right.
So that's it from us. Like, if people have to find you, where do they find you, Pranay?
On LinkedIn.
Yes, sir. And if people have to find me, then you can find me on LinkedIn again, Rakshit Nathan. And yeah, follow Brew Your Market for more content. See you on the next episode. Bye bye.
Thank you, guys.